Now, the shooting happened at 221 Grandview Crossing in Berkeley County just before 3:30 p.m. Berkeley County Sheriff Dwayne Lewis says deputies responded to the scene after receiving reports of a potential burglary in progress. Well, upon arrival, deputies located 38-year-old Angel Capers, who was pronounced dead at the scene.
In Summerville, South Carolina, a military veteran, Angel Capers, received some disturbing news from her 16-year-old daughter in regards to a man Angel was dating. Jeremy Hewlett was no stranger to the law and was said to have tried to solicit explicit photos from Angel's teenager. He allegedly tried to bribe the 16-year-old with $200, but gratefully that did not work, and she told her mom what was said. Once Angel was made aware of what Jeremy was said to have done, he took her daughter directly to the police station to file a police report on the morning of June 25, 2025. The mother and daughter told detectives that he started acting differently towards the teen in the spring prior, but no one knew he had these disturbing thoughts. Taking his actions very seriously, Angel ended things immediately, and Jeremy tried to explain away his actions, saying that a demon jumped into his body. Over the course of the next 5+ weeks after being put out, things would go from bad to fatal after Jeremy decided that he could not stay away. 38-year-old Angel Capers was bringing her family up in the Pine Hills neighborhood of Summerville in South Carolina on a nice and quiet residential block. Those who knew her well described her as a loving mother with a beautiful smile and an infectious laugh. No matter what life threw at her, she was constantly positive, with a smile on her face and always willing to help. Angel was also said to have an old soul with a beautiful spirit and was loved by all who knew her. Life was good for her until the day she met and started a relationship with the now 40-year-old Jeremy Hewlett, who would eventually destroy her family's life. The man that she initially loved was also a man that had a disturbing past. Jeremy's first criminal charges in South Carolina dated back 20 years when he was at the age of 20. In 2005, he allegedly trespassed onto the St. John High School campus on Johns Island, violating a restraining order against him that was granted to a 16-year-old girl, according to an incident report. So it appears that for at least 2 decades now, he has been a child predator on the loose. Then in 2009, he was convicted of first offense criminal DV against a woman who was pregnant with his child at the time. He was said to have showed up to her home unannounced. When asked to leave, he smashed her car windshield as she attempted to flee. Jeremy failed to appear for a court date in 2011, and a warrant was drafted for his arrest. He also had a pending 2023 charge in Summerville Municipal Court for an outstanding non-criminal fugitive from justice warrant. His criminal record in South Carolina stopped there. That was all until June 25, 2025, because that was the day he was reported for attempting to solicit Angel's teen daughter for explicit photos. However, before a warrant was prepared, Jeremy was arrested on charges out of Walton County, Florida, for allegedly attempting to electronically deposit several fraudulent checks through a federal credit union. Jeremy stayed in Berkeley County Jail in Summerville for 12 days before he was extradited to Florida. During that time, Angel filed a petition asking for an order of protection to prevent her now ex or anyone acting on his behalf from contacting her or her children. It went into effect on July 2nd. On July 15th, Jeremy was released from the Walton County Jail in Florida on a $10,000 bond. He already had warrants, but was not transferred to the other municipalities. The same day, Angel contacted her caseworker and the agency's non-emergency line to alert them that Jeremy had texted her. On July 18th, Berkeley County deputies in Summerville got a warrant for his arrest in connection with the June 25th solicitation of a minor. Less than a week would pass before Angel reported that her ex had violated the protection order. Angel said on June 21st someone contacted her on Jeremy's behalf. She again reported it to the Berkeley County deputies. Then he began to target her at her job, and she reported that too. He allegedly showed up on July 25th and spoke with both Angel and another witness. He called the police, but Jeremy fled before officers arrived. A judge authorized an arrest warrant a week later. Authorities did not serve the warrant because the case officer was off duty the weekend of August 2nd and 3rd. Now, mind you, the man was already wanted on warrants for 5 criminal charges in separate incidents involving Angel as early as July 18th. So at this point, you would think they would be doing everything in their power to get him off the streets. Sadly, since he was still out and causing havoc, he turned August 4th, 2025, into a full day of crime, from property damage to murder. At 5:24 a.m. that day, according to law officials, Jeremy went back to Angel's workplace in violation of the protection order again for the 1,000th time. This time, he reportedly blocked her vehicle in a parking spot and tried to break out the windows, according to the report. Jeremy fled before officers arrived. More warrants for stalking and malice injury to personal property charges were drafted. So at this point, he had more warrants than I could count, but still never picked up. Law officials claim if he had stayed on scene, they would have finally arrested him, but again, he got away. But by 7:15 that morning, that same day, law officials said Jeremy was allegedly involved in an incident that North Charleston officers were called to, but he was not arrested. Between 12:49 and 12:52 p.m., the Berkeley County Sheriff's Office emailed the Charleston County Sheriff's Office about the arrest warrant and the child solicitation charges. Jeremy was said to live off Brownswood Road on Johns Island, which is outside of the Berkeley County's jurisdiction. By 1 p.m., the U.S. Marshal Service got a request for assistance from the jurisdiction where Angel's job was located, and 4 warrants in relation to the July 25th and August 4th incidents were delivered to the agencies together. Also during that time, Angel made it clear how scared she was for her and her family, with him constantly violating the protection order. The authorities said they realized that this first incident directly led to a second, and the crimes were getting more progressively worse. At 1:25 p.m., Berkeley County Sheriff deputies called Jeremy's phone with no answer, so they left a voicemail. Then at 2:54 p.m., Berkeley County Sheriff deputies left a voicemail with their Charleston County counterparts, the county where Jeremy was living, in reference to their request for warrant services sent 2 hours earlier. Around 3:30 p.m., Berkeley County Sheriff's deputies responded to Angel's Canaan Bay area home in regards to a break-in, and this time things turned fatal. Just the day before things changed forever, Jeremy was said to have gone over Angel's family member's home, crying for 4 hours about her not wanting him anymore. However, he turned around the next day and took her life. Going back to August 4th, when the police were called to her home, they were informed that Jeremy broke the glass of a rear door in the home, entered the residence, walked up the stairs, and shot her multiple times.
I love her! Her children love her! Jack, please. He don't deserve to walk this way.
Family members of a shooting victim speaking out today, and a judge denying bond for 40-year-old Jeremy Hewlett after a deadly shooting in the Cane Bay area yesterday. Hewlett is charged with murder for shooting and killing 38-year-old Angel Capers. According to the Berkeley County Sheriff's Office, Capers repeatedly warned law enforcement that she feared for her safety leading up to her death. BCSO says Hewlett was actively being sought by the U.S. Marshals Service for outstanding warrants of criminal solicitation of a minor, stalking, and more. He's now being held at Hill-Finklia Detention Center.
Angel had done what she thought was best by informing both law enforcement and court officials that she was in fear for her life and her children's safety long before she was unalive. There were so many agencies involved across so many jurisdictions, but it seemed that no one took Jeremy's behavior seriously enough until it was too late. Angel took every step that was available to her. She engaged law enforcement. She went through legal protection. The man was showing up at her work, stalking her and harassing her. She was damned if she did and damned if she didn't, and that should have not been the case. Her life mattered, and she should still be here. I have said this before, and I'll say it again. In some situations, a person has to disappear and leave their old life behind altogether. I know it's a lot easier said than done, but there is help out there and secret shelters just for this type of situation, because you only get one life. My thoughts and prayers go out to all of her 3 kids, family, and loved ones, especially the ones inside the home that had to witness the brutal crime. None of her loved ones deserve the pain they're all going through, all behind an unhinged man that would not let go. Let me know your thoughts and if you feel the system failed her. Also, please don't forget to comment your prayers for the family in their difficult time, and hit that like button and share to make your people aware. And as always, remember to stay woke. Things change quickly.